What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin XCN USD today. It is the 5th day of August, and here we are sitting at about $0.00309 with roughly 8 hours and 17 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. Okay, let's talk about the price action, because what we've seen is actually really not good. This doesn't mean that there's anything like terrible, it's going to zero happening. That's not what I'm forecasting. I don't think that this reaction here was positive. And we're gonna go off of that, okay? You found resistance here directly, and it's not just resistance. I mean, you straight rejected that point, okay? We pumped 13.9%. This is the biggest pump we've seen in a while. Then we dropped 9% the very next day. Not the pump we were looking for. We're definitely expecting something bigger to come, but unfortunately we found resistance at prior support. Very significant level of support nonetheless. And I suspect that this implicates that we have lower to go. If we have lower to go, let's just analyze what these potential targets might be. To do that, I want to look at the weekly time frame. We look at this low, we take the high. You can see that you're in the golden ratio zone. We've consolidated right around the golden ratio zone for so long, and then what did we do? We broke through, we back tested it for resistance, and now we're coming down. We're actually rejecting it. So there's a couple of possibilities that need to be addressed. Okay. One, we could go to the 786, 886 zone. This is completely possible and acceptable. It could happen. 0017, 00112 are possible targets for OnyxCoin. That from here would be another 44, it hurts to say, to 63% drop. Now, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I don't believe that we'll go that low. I do believe that overall we will maintain higher lows. We could go to the 786. It is possible. And what I most believe, and what I've believed now, really since July, is that we will probably go below this trend line. We probably will. The assumption that I had was that we would go below this trend line after making some type of pump. When we went below it, we'd be at like a higher price. It might be a double bottom overall. But unfortunately, we're just moving down. Because of that, we have to address our next kind of target areas, okay? And in my opinion, the first area to address would be the 786, 886. When you break through the golden ratio like this, that is something to consider, okay? Then we look at the trend overall. You look at this macro trend, these higher lows. Another area that you might expect to find support would be at prior points of resistance, prior highs. And again, in what's the word I'm looking for? In congruence with these higher lows, something like that kind of makes sense. It comes right along in that area there, so it makes sense there. And then you've also got these weekly closing highs, this area here where you had a weekly closing high, weekly closing highs here, kind of in this overall area of resistance. It may be just below that golden ratio zone, but that's okay. And in fact, I wonder if we take this low to high, are the 786, 886s, how far away are they? They're actually not that far. That 786 right there is not that far. And we did show respect on this fib on the way down as well. This fib might have more significance than the all-time low to this high, because this encapsulates the majority of this move, where this encapsulates a lot of the consolidation as well. So this 786 area lines up pretty well with an area of interest. I mean, we could go down to 00233. It's completely possible. It doesn't mean that we will, and it doesn't mean that it'll happen overnight. It doesn't mean it's going to be a straight line down there. I wouldn't be surprised still if we saw some type of miraculous pump before going down there. We could go back above 005 before heading down below 003. But again, this rejection is just not good, guys. It's not what you want to see. It's not ideal. You had a good bit of volume come in. Someone put like $1 million in on this 4-hour candle, and then you had even more volume here at the top selling off. That's not good. It doesn't look good. And again, when I say it doesn't look good, I just mean for the short term. I'm not talking about the long term. I haven't sold my XCN. I'm still holding for a reason, for good reason. But for the short term, it does look like we're going to continue to bleed and move down. I know Onyx is building. I know there's all kinds of stuff happening as far as development goes, but we're just not seeing any integration yet. It is the bear market. You can build in a bear market all you want, but until we see use, until we see what it would be, applicability, utility, whatever, until we see some use come out of this, it's very likely that we do just continue to move down. The stochastics are finding resistance. They kind of look sloppy. They look weak overall. MACD looks weak. RSI looks pretty weak. I still suspect that we're going to see some dramatic recovery in time, but it's just not the time right now, unfortunately. The weekly RSI is in the oversold zone. 4 days, 9 hours left in this week. It looks like it's going to flip red, so we're probably going to come back down. Stochastics have been oversold for a while. The MACD is building up to this 0 level, but you are about to cross red again on the MACD as well. So I think we're getting shaped up for this bear market finale, rally that Bitcoin's about to have, that the rest of the ecosystem is about to have. Will probably drop with it. And then I think sometime later this month in August, if not in September, we should see the low of the bear market for OnyxCoin come into view, and then we should see some fantastic recovery. Okay, we found the low here, and it was 1, 2, 3, really 4 weeks later that we got life. And it was another 4 or 5 weeks later that we saw a fantastic recovery. And then it was years that we really just hung out in this area before you actually saw solid growth. So it could be another year or two that you hang out in this area before we see some fantastic growth. But I do suspect we're going to continue with this higher low trajectory, and then we will build from there. When we do build, whenever the time does come to recover, my expectation is that 2028 to 2030, somewhere in that time frame, we will be at new relative highs to this, new all-time highs altogether, and ideally something that is around, if not above, $1. But that's far away from now. That is multiple hundreds of X's away from now. Let's just stay focused on the next big thing, which the next big thing from here would be to get a new high relative to this high. Until then, we're just waiting for a pump. If we pump and dump and it's a lower high, then it'll be that high. If we pump and dump, then it'll be that high. We're just going to keep waiting until eventually we get some type of rounded bottom, whatever it is, something to get excited on, and then boom, whenever there's new structure that's actually there, then we can get excited. Until then, I do suspect we will see lower prices. Anything can happen. It doesn't take a lot of money for this coin to move up or down. It's a very low liquid, low market cap coin. It doesn't take a lot of money at all to push this thing around. Tomorrow, we could be back up at like 0039 or higher, and I hope we are. But right now, just with what this is looking like, this rejection here off of prior support that we held for a couple months there, it doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. And again, it's not that we found resistance here. We rejected. We straight rejected. We're looking pretty bad. So lower is the expectation. There's another target area that I had in mind. I just want to go over. Let's see. I think it was maybe off of this fib. Golden ratio. Yeah, I mean, we're below the golden ratio here. Wow, 2 golden ratios that we broke through and found resistance on. Technically, the next target here, based off these extensions, which we have been respecting. We've been showing some respect at these levels, actually. Resistance-wise, support-wise, all that. I would expect 0024 to 00207, somewhere in that area. And again, that is kind of right around our weekly low closes there, our weekly high closes, and around that 786 zone from this low to that high up there. So there's a lot of significance in this area. Again, it doesn't have to happen tomorrow. It doesn't have to be this week. It could happen. It could be really quick. Or, it could take months to achieve that. But I assume we're going to get some type of rally to the downside later this month, probably by the end of August, if not sometime in September. So I'm repeating myself. I got nothing else for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye.